Hi there, people of YouTube. So I thought we'd do an update video, and the reason I'm doing this update video is because the upcoming video, which is a comparison video, is taking that long to make. There's been lots of delays, and I thought I'd go into what the delays have been and what the situation is right now. So what I'm referring to is the upcoming video about this guitar here, which is Epiphone/Signature guitar. Epiphone have had a few signature guitars, but this is the latest and greatest one that came out about a year ago and maybe a bit longer now. This guitar has got the custom Pro Bucker slash Epiphone/Signature set. We're going to be comparing these pickups to the real deal ones, the Seymour Duncan Alnico 2 Pro/Signature set. Now those pickups Slash have actually used. They're also to be found in a lot of these Gibson signature guitars. So those are the original ones, or at least they're based on them. So it's just basically a straight up comparison between the Epiphone/Signature set and the Seymour Duncan signature set, and general review of the guitar itself. Also, we'll be throwing in some proper Gibson pickups, which are the ones in my Epiphone 59 outfit. Those are the Busbucker 2 and 3. You might not like them, but they are actual Gibson pickups. So I'll throw some of the sound clips of those as well in. So it's going to be a long ass video, at least an hour and a half long, maybe longer. I'm going to give my final kind of conclusions as well. It's going to be talking, audio clips galore, you name it. Now that video was probably supposed to be out by now, which is why I'm making this update video. Now in the last 3 weeks or so, I've put a couple of videos on my channel. Just as kind of stopgaps, because I knew I was having problems recording this big long one, which is upcoming. It's supposed to be out by now, and then it was supposed to be out first week of May, and now it looks like it's going to be out second week of May. Now the reasons for that are many. First off, the Seymour Duncan pickups took 7 days longer than they should have to even turn up. Then I've had about 2 bouts of the flu in the last 6 weeks, kinda lasted like 3 weeks between them, which for the most part is I'm not even picking up a guitar because I was quite ill. Recently, in the last 10 days, I've had a lot of problems with Black Star. I've had to email them, I've had to make videos and send them WAV files. I'm having problem with my latest Black Star amp. Now, I've got 2 Black Star amps. The first one I'll actually use in this upcoming video is I use 3 different ways of recording in my upcoming video. I'm using a Helix LT, I'm using a Boss Katana Artist Mark II, I'm using a Black Star 20 watt amp head, which is all valve, all tube. Just to say that I'm using my original Black Star amp for that. In fact, since I started recording this video, and by video I mean the upcoming one 6 weeks ago, since then I've bought this new Black Star amp, which is a 50 watt amp head, and it's got other functions the other one didn't have. Unfortunately, I'm having problems with recording, crashing Reaper, etc. So, in the last 10 days, I've had lots of correspondence, 5 emails to Black Star, and that's took up my time. Also, there's a final thing that's been taking up time in the last 6 weeks. Do a lot of research about rewiring a Strat. So I've got a Strat, I had pickups bought for it. It's been sitting in my house for about a year and a half. And I'm not very good at soldering anyway, so I was kind of putting it off. Only soldered twice in my life. But anyway, this guitar I'm talking about, Strat's really good one, but the wiring it's all cheap shit. It's been using cheap pots and all that, so I've decided to redo all the wiring. I've even went as far as to get a scratch plate and new knobs for it. But all the pots are getting replaced to big proper pots, all proper, named brand ones. All the pots, the 5-way switch. I'm even putting a kind of double 5-way switch in. So the electronics is going to allow it for me to have a push-pull, like a split coil as well, which I've never done before. And just replacing all the wiring in general, even replacing the jack to a switch kind of phone. So pretty much I'm doing everything, even doing shielding as well, God forbid. So I had to research all that, and then I had to learn what parts I needed. I had to go and find them. So I've been doing that in the last 6 weeks as well. So just been a lot of distractions, and that's why I'm putting this update video out. All the while I'm knowing that this video's taking longer and longer. Now, right now, on the 25th of April, as we speak, I've done half the video now. All the custom ProBucker clips or stock pickups, if you like, are all done. So I'm halfway through the video, but I've still to solder in the new pickups. Also, I've actually bought a Switchcraft freebie switch and a jack for this guitar as well. So while I'm soldering in the Seymour Duncan pickups, I'm going to be soldering those in as well, which is something I wasn't originally intending to do, but I've done it. There's a couple of corrections which I'll go into more detail. All these things will go into more detail in the final video. Like I said, that's why it's going to be an hour and a half or longer. And I'm going to talk about a couple of corrections I had to make, because I've already made a few videos on this guitar and these pickups previously on YouTube. Also, since then, I've done a setup. I do my own setups. I don't always set up guitars if they're well set up already. I'll just not bother. This I wasn't actually going to bother with, but I finally did a setup, so thought I'd mention that. I'll get into more detail in the final video. Changes, things have been evolving as I've went along. Wasn't even going to put bus bucket pickups in the final video, but I'm going to put those in because those are Gibson, as I say, whether you like them or not. Now this Black Star thing is going to be ongoing. It's going to last forever because Black Star amps, I really like them. I like all the different tones. I like everything about them, but having had two now, it looks like they don't record very well. The volume's way too low. Both of them crash reaper. This one, last one, even doesn't even like working with OBS. So yeah, that's an ongoing problem that's going to carry on, but hopefully it won't affect me having these pickups and the Switchcraft gear in my guitar by the end of this week. And then by the start of next week, we'll start to do the recordings for the Seymour Duncan pickups. We'll record the conclusion section. And then there'll kind of be a back-to-back, side-by-side section between the stock pickups and these. And all that's, I'm going to start recording that all next week, but hopefully I'll have the actual pickups and Switchcraft gear soldered in by the end of this week. And so you can see why it's taken to the second week of May now. Thought I would do this update video just to tell you what's going on. I'm going to be using 3 different amps. I'm going to be consistent in that if I use one setting for the stock pickups and one amp for the stock pickups, I'm going to use the exact same amp and the same settings for the Seymour Duncans. So the only differences you will hear will be the pickups themselves. There's going to be no variables. And the pickups is coming out one guitar going the exact same guitar, so there's not going to be a difference between moods or anything either for all those people that believe in tone moods and all the rest of it. Which I do. I'm not going down that rabbit hole of conspiracy theories. Does wood matter? I think it does, but but I think a lot of things matter on a guitar. And I think they matter as a whole when you put it all together. I don't think any one thing is particularly noticeable, but I think, oh, you add everything together, I think it is noticeable, yes. Why do I think that? Well, that's another video, not this one. Anyway, folks, thanks very much for listening. I'm not going to be putting any videos on my channel until this big long one comes out. So in the next 3 weeks, it's going to be nothing. I've put a couple of videos recently that says stop gaps, but next video you will hear and see will be the big long one. And I'll be glad when that video's done because I'm happy as much. I'm going to do a spoiler alert now, okay? I like this guitar and I also like stock pickups. Didn't really need to set up, and I'm perfectly honest, didn't really need me to switch out to Switchcraft. And the pickups are perfectly fine. The tuners are great for what they are. I could have just easily just left this guitar as it came out of the box and made a video about the guitar. Which I've already done anyway. I've done a video on this guitar. And I'd be perfectly happy, right? But you know, because I got this guitar so cheap, I decided, like I got it really, really cheap, I decided to get Seymour Duncan pickups, the real ones that Slash used, and put them in the damn thing. And then along the lines, I say things evolved, I've done a setup, which didn't really need to do, and Switchcraft stuff got bought, didn't really need to do it. Tell you one thing now, another spoiler alert. These Epiphone Deluxe tuners will not be getting replaced. That's how much faith I have in them, because they keep, and I've already had these in another Epiphone guitar, and they kept in tune really well on that guitar as well. And now all the hours I've put into this guitar so far in the making of this video, still staying in tune. So there's another spoiler alert. So I've done 2 spoiler alerts. What more do you want? But anyway, I don't like making update videos because they're kind of content free. I don't play anything in them, and some people are like, well, this is just, why did I click on this video? It's all talking, yeah. Well, yeah, it's an update video. That's what update videos are, all talking. But hopefully I've kind of described what's going on as best I can and explained the delays. And, now you've got a final date. This upcoming comparison video with a little bit of guitar review thrown in for free, because that's the kind of guy I am, will be out in the second week of May now. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.